There we have it. That's my point. That's my point. That's my point exactly. That's my point exactly. Oh my God.
Boss.
It was funny. It doesn't change week to week. It's the exact same setup every week. When she gets back there, I'd be pure loss.
It don't like me.
That's what it is.
It don't like me at all. Are we good though? Can you hear me? Is it in the right?
Yeah. Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love.
The birthday edition.
I'm Dr. Tiy-E Muhammad. Welcome to episode A7 of the S.L.A.M. Sex, Love, and Misunderstanding. Tonight is a special edition. It's the Born Day, Earth Day / Birthday edition. It's your boy Libra Love, the seventh sign of the Zodiac, episode A7. Coincidence or God, do what it do. But tonight is a juicy episode. Before I get into that, we're going to, of course, as always, we got to go into prayer. We thank you, Heavenly Father, for the blessings of this day. We thank thee for the love, life, and Lord that you've placed in our hearts, mind, bodies, and spirits. We thank thee for the love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice that you give us each and every day to guide us and to propel us until the next day. We ask you to continue to give us strength to be all you have us to be. In your name be the glory always, dear Father, Mother God. Amen.
Amen.
All right, so again, tonight is these special editions, because tonight I'm not hosting the show. Marla Barkley, aka Mar Bar, will be hosting the show, and she has composed a lot of questions from the viewers that people have been wanting to ask me. So I figure we've been doing this for about 7 months.
Yes, sir.
6, 7 months, and so it's about time to have some open, candid, frank dialogue with my slammers. Because I don't want you to think that I have anything to hold back. Mm-hmm. And if you got questions you want to ask, you can type in those questions. The producer will get it over to us. But I want you to ask me anything you want to ask to me. And if it's your business, first of all, I'll tell you. If it's not your business, I would tell you that's not your damn business.
100.
All right. So slammers, make sure you share with everyone. Special shout out to all my Libras again. Special shout out to TSU Homecoming.
Yo.
I'll be there this weekend, celebrating with James Maceo Washington, 25 years as a member of Phi Beta Sigma. I'll be there this weekend celebrating my Earth Day and celebrating his 25 years. And tonight is the Chocolate Vegan's birthday.
Yes.
Happy Earth Day to Maurice Boom Boom Turner, a.k.a. the Chocolate Vegan. Happy Earth Day to you, my brother. Special shout out to Mary Gray. What's going on, cousin? Peter Herring, Soro, I see this weekend. Sharina Cochran. What's going on, South Sea? Joetta Passima, Holly Paso, and Cortez. Oh, my God. The newlyweds are here. Nona Smith. What's going on, Nona? Chicago, a.k.a. living in L.A. Give Zion my love. Perman Lockman. What's going on, Steppers? Everybody's tuning in tonight because there's people who want to know. What is he about to tell? I am telling it all. We have Janelle. Is that Janelle? Macy. Janelle Macy tuning in. So many people tuning in. I'm telling you, it's hot tonight. We got Lady McNeil, a.k.a. the lady, a.k.a. the queen, a.k.a. still trying to find that Sigma man.
Network.
Right. So with that being said, I'm signing off. I'm handing it over to Marla Barkley. I'm going to let her control the night. I'm going to have my drink. She did try to email me the questions that she was going to ask tonight. And I told her not to. I'm not going to read them. Because I don't want to be, because I've never been that type of person.
You don't want to be born. Okay.
Well, I don't like to be, I'm not a prep person. What God put in me is what comes out of me. I'm not going to let me read the questions again. I know. I get what God put in me. So there's no prepping for me. So with that being said, what are my drink tonight?
Yes, what's the birthday drink?
What's my birthday drink?
That's Blue Sapphire.
Blue Sapphire. Ooh. And the crowd goes wild. Blue Sapphire. Ooh. So tonight is my night all week. I'm partying. I don't get out much. My wife was like, dude, go do something. Do something. Celebrate.
Yes.
Because I've been getting my daddy daycare on and being Mr. Husband. Oh, gosh, so much work. But in a good way. All right. So, so with that being said, toast.
Toasty, toast.
Right. And I want to thank Mar Bar for the birthday. Hooray. Happy birthday party tonight. We got my Menage a Trois bottle of wine. So with that being said, we're about to go into the question. Remember, if you have questions that you want to ask, feel free to ask. Let's do it.
All right. So you ready? I got you in the hot seat. You
Born
know this
ready.
is different.
Chicago's finest right here.
This is different.
I'm just a kid from Chicago.
I love it. So first question I got from our viewers is, what is your ideal date night?
My ideal date night. Interesting. I'm a very simple man when it comes to dating. I love the movies. I love the park. I love, just something that's just simple. Holding hands and just walking and being able to talk and engage with the woman. When I was in a dating world, I would have a woman come over to the house. I'd make her dinner. And, I have her ask her what's her favorite movie, get her a movie, dinner and a movie. I'm very big on my personal space. I'm a very private person. And if I allow you into my space, it's because I want to get to know you.
Oh, nice. Nice. So you be cooking more than them cookies, them lemon cookies that we like?
I'm an occasional cook. I know how to cook really good, but I'm an occasional cook. I'm not one of those guys like, oh my God, because I'm not a fan of food like that. Like I eat because I eat for survival. Okay. Oh my God, I love food. No, I'm not that dude. AKA James Washington. AKA Cortez Charles.
I love it.
They love God. They eat. Anyway, go ahead.
And so the next question I have from our viewers is, what is the most important thing in a relationship? What's most important to you?
The most important thing in a relationship is trust. Without trust, you have nothing. And trust, people think trust has a lot to do with lying. Trust is so much deeper than truth. Trust is like, how comfortable I feel around you. I feel like I can be me around you. When you can be yourself around your mate, that means you trust them. That means you want to engage them. And so trust, as I've said before, I have trust tattooed on my chest because that's probably to date, my most important tattoo. Trust is the most important aspect in a relationship.
I love it. What do you like? What's your favorite thing to do on your day off?
My favorite thing to do on my day off, interesting. That's a good question. Well, it has to be watch ESPN. Watch ESPN, go running. I love to run. Running is my therapy. I live across the street from a trail. I just get out and go running and walking. I mean, I really love running. That's my therapy. Running. I like writing. I love writing. Ever since I was in when I was in high school, I had honors English. Okay. And it wasn't until I got to college that I found out I wasn't a good writer. And I thought because I had honors English in high school, I was a good writer. So my geography professor told me, your writing sucks. And I took that as constructive criticism. I was very embarrassed. So I'm like, I had honors English in high school. He's like, whenever you know the difference between there and you in college, that's a problem. And there, T-H-E-R-E, and there, T-H-E-I-R. And so from that point on, what he said to me, he's like, do you read? And I said, not a lot. He said, I can tell by the way you write. Okay. And so that's why now I'm able to educate my students and tell them, the more you read, the better writer you will become. And that's why today I've written 5 books, working on number 6, because I love to read, thus I love to write.
I love it. Okay. I love it. Now, I did see a video of you getting your house on. You get your boogie on enough?
Yeah, that's probably my first love.
House music?
Dancing.
Dancing, okay.
My first love is dancing. I mean, as anybody who knows me would tell you, I love to dance. Like, I could dance all night long. I was the brother in college when I was going to parties with my frat brothers. I would step and dance the entire night. Wouldn't be like, yo, baby, come and dance. Baby, I'm dancing. I'm with my frat brothers. When I would dance, it was like, 1 or 2 songs and I'm off stepping again. Okay. I love dance. I've been into house music since maybe freshman or sophomore year in high school. I love to dance. Dancing is a release. Dancing, I remember when I was a kid, I saw in this dance studio, it says, dance as if no one's watching. Right. So when I dance, I don't give a hot damn who's watching because I'm in my zone. I'm doing me. Dancing is freedom. Dancing is like the water. It's freedom. It's a free for you. Yes, it's a symbol of freedom.
I love it. So our next question is, if you could live anywhere, where would it be?
Ghana, West Africa.
Why? Why Ghana?
That's home. I went there a couple of years ago and I really discovered what was home, just to go there and see so much blackness, just to see our people living in peace and tranquility. But most importantly, I spoke at one of the universities there, and a lot of students were asking me, saying to me, hey, we want to come to America. I said, why? because you guys have so much money. You're rich. I said, first of all, we're not all rich. Very small population of Americans, especially Black Americans, that are wealthy. I said, but you guys have something here that we don't have.
What?
You have freedom.
Okay.
I said, you can walk down the street and see a police officer and not get paranoid as a Black man. I said, I've yet to experience that in my years here as a man in the United States. I say so, but that freedom. But anyway, Ghana, West Africa is my answer.
Nice. What was the best movie you saw, and what did you think of it?
The best movie I saw was X, the movie of Malcolm X by Spike Lee.
Okay.
I read the autobiography of Malcolm X at age 18, thanks to a brother I met in the military, United States Air Force, Larry Rose. Larry Rose, Troy Brown, Cortez Charles, and some other brothers were very instrumental in my development. Gary as well was very instrumental in my growth and development in the Air Force. And I read the autobiography and it changed my life. So that movie, to see that movie, that's the only movie I ever watched and cried.
Really?
Yeah, I cried because I felt like in my former life, I was Malcolm X.
The emotional connection. I got you.
Yeah, like I am, like if I had to be anybody in my life, I would be Malcolm X, because what that brother stood for and his purpose, and he died standing for what he stood for. And I always ask Allah, God, when I die, let me die with a purpose. Okay. Something of that significance, like him, Martin Luther King, brothers who died with value and significance, like, standing up for what they believed in. That's what I live for.
Nice. What are your favorite TV shows?
Wow. My favorite TV shows. Got a lot of them. Right now, Better Call Saul. My favorite show that I watch every night, reruns, is King of Queens. Okay. Hands down, that's my favorite show, because it's entertaining, it's funny. Like Doug and Carrie reminds me so much of myself and my wife. That whole situation it's so funny, it's so real. Okay. And Doug is definitely me. Like I'm Doug. Doug is my alter ego. Like Doug don't give a damn. He's like whatever. And Doug just want to be left alone. Doug just want to be him. Okay. I remember this episode when Carrie was trying to get him to to go for a supervisor position at the UPS or whatever he works for. Yeah. And he was like, I'm good doing me. Like I don't want nobody looking at me. I don't want to be no supervisor. And he just enjoyed being himself. He's very comfortable in his skin, and that's what I appreciate about him.
That sounds like you, though. Yeah. That sounds like you. I'm just doing me.
Now, and I will say this. I grew up a huge Bill Cosby fan, the Cosby Show. Because I always said to myself, that's what I wanted my marriage to be like. Really? I said that a Black man and woman or any couple can live together harmoniously without all the static. I saw how they lived and how they raised their children. They were just real with their kids, real with themselves, and just enjoy life. And that's what, people...
That's good.
I think people focus or concentrate too much on what's dysfunctional in their day-to-day as opposed to appreciating what's functional and what's good, what they can enjoy. What actually works. Yes.
All righty, here. Let's see here.
Oh, we got Tanisha Cham checking in. Christina Pulliam, what's going on, Lil Arnold? Okay. Helen Siegel, Holly says, yes, trust is crucial. Mary Grace says, happy birthday, cuz. Thanks, baby. Appreciate you, cuz.
All right. And so what's your favorite time of the year?
Favorite time of the year?
Chi-Town, snow, maybe? No snow?
I'm going to say I really don't. I love the fall only because it's the temperature is cool. But I really don't have a favorite. Like I love every day that I'm blessed with life. Here upon God's green earth, I love it. I absolutely love it. The chocolate vegan just chimed in. So happy born day, brother! Happy born day! Everybody throw some hearts out to Maurice Turner. Today is his Earth Day. Chocolate vegan out there doing his thing with XL Transportation in Chicago.
Nice, happy birthday! If you had a bucket list, what is something that would be on it?
Bucket list, what would be on it?
Yeah.
Okay, as of today, I want to jump from a plane. I want to go, what's it called? Skydiving. I want to do skydiving. I want 5 butt naked strippers.
Okay.
In a man cave. Dancing to Cheaper to Keeper. Let me see. You know what was funny? One of the greatest things on my bucket list was going to Africa.
Going to Africa.
Yeah, when I went to West Africa, to Ghana.
How was that?
That was amazing. 3 weeks, it was amazing. By myself, by the grace of God, it was amazing. The most amazing time of my life. And yeah, I don't have a whole lot of. What's funny about me? I'm not a bucket list person because I've really enjoyed my life. Everything I wanted to do in my life, I've done. You know what I'm saying? To end the violence in Chicago would be big because there's a lot of that going on. And I just want brothers and sisters in Chicago to understand that, necessary violence. People think it's just younger generation, but you gotta understand who raised this younger generation. You got a lot of kids who were raised without love, without attention, and their parents didn't. And then you got parents who just raised their kids with, put them in front of a computer. So that's that. Yeah, definitely. I don't not really big on bucket lists. I just enjoy life as it comes. No regrets.
I love it. Just live life freely. Do you enjoy traveling?
I do. I enjoy traveling as long as I don't have to drive.
As long as you don't drive.
As long as I have to drive. Like I hate driving. Like I despise driving. And what's funny, I don't like driving. I don't like to be in an airplane. So it's an interesting quandary for me when it comes to traveling.
So you don't like to be in an airplane or driving. Okay. What was the last place you visited?
What was the last place I visited? Look
at all these questions coming in for you. God on your birthday.
The last place I visited was Chicago. Chicago was the last city I visited. Yeah, Chicago was the last city I visited.
I love it. And so, how do we stop the violence in Chicago?
We stop the violence in Chicago by people coming together. We need to start having block watches. We need the elders and adults to start being on these blocks, patrolling the blocks like they did when I was coming up. Okay. I need for the Nation of Islam, who I was a part of growing up, what we used to do is go into projects and we used to tell the drug dealers, you're not selling drugs on this corner. We used to tell the gang members, you're not going to be, you're going to get off the block, or, it's going to be us or you. The Nation of Islam and other activist groups or groups that are active in the black community to take a stance and say, you know what, we're taking back our communities. I don't know why groups or organizations, religious affiliations have not gone into the neighborhoods and made a stand to take back our neighborhoods and to help our children, give them direction. But it needs to happen. It needs to happen right now. And anything like that, I'm down for. our support 100%. But we got to let our kids know, our children know that we care, that we're here.
I love it. And what do you consider your superpower?
My penis. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Such an obvious,
right. Hey, S.L.A.M, sex, love, and misunderstanding. My superpower would be my ability to read people. Okay. I read people very well because my dad taught me something when I was a kid, when I was a young man. He said, never listen to what a person says, but listen to what their spirit says. But here's the key to that. You have to be in tune with yourself in order to be in tune with others. If you're out of tune with yourself, you can't read other people. When you're at peace with yourself, you can read another person immediately. As soon as they open their mouth, and as soon as they approach you, their spirit's going to talk to you because you're at peace. And what the universe is surrounded by peace. And when you're at peace, when people come around you that are not, your energy will instantly change.
Oh my goodness, I love it. So when was the last time that you talked to your parents?
My dad passed in 1998. Okay. Rest in peace. And my mom passed in 2012. It was the last time I spoke to mom and dad. Hey, mom and dad, I know you're watching me. Hey, love you much. Appreciate what you put in me. I was a daddy's boy. My dad put a lot in me. He didn't spend a lot of time with me. Worked 9 to 5. My dad had some street challenges he was going through. He was a functional drug addict. But my dad was the smartest man I've ever met, and he only had a 6th grade education. So I appreciate him. I appreciate the DNA he put in me.
And now that's how we have S.L.A.M. That's what's up.
Right.
And so the next question I have from our viewers, I heard you was a little bit of an actor back in the day.
Not an actor.
Yo, listen. Okay, so the picture, because I got sent a picture when I asked questions.
Okay.
Send me questions, y'all. I got a picture of you with locks.
Right.
The locks on.
Right.
And some glasses.
She said locks on like I had a wig. Locks on like.
Believe the picture, y'all.
Right.
But long story short, you were on a television show like Ricky Lake or something. And I was like, is he up there really?
Right.
Tell me about it.
Well, I was, as an author, my second book was Secrets Men Keep. And I was teaching at Clark Atlanta University at the time, and never had an agent, physical agent. My agent's always been God.
Okay.
So going back to the book, I was doing a book signing in Chicago at the Black Expo.
Okay.
And I was signing books, and a sister comes up to me. She was one of the people I've been waiting in line for a couple hours, and I had ran out of books.
Okay.
And she said, "Can I have your book?" And I was like, "I don't have any more." And she was like, "Well, I've been waiting in line for like 2 hours. So you know what? I'm going to go to the car and give you my copy. Mm-hmm. It has writing in it, but you can have my copy." Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Oh, you don't have to do that." I said, "No, I'm going to do it." Went there, gave her my book. She says, "Thank you. I'll be in touch." I was like, "Okay." A couple weeks later, she emailed me. She says, "Hey, my name is such and such. I'm the chief executive editor for Ebony and Jet magazine. Okay. And we're interested in having you to be a writer for Jet Ebony magazine." Okay. I was like, "Oh gosh." You know what I'm saying? It was Ebony magazine that named me the Love Doctor. That's where I got the Love Doctor name from. How you got the Love Doctor. That's not something that I came up with myself. It's not self-proclaimed. Ebony magazine started calling me the Love Doctor, and that's how I got started writing for magazines. So from writing the magazines, one day I'm sitting in my office at Clark Atlanta. Secretary's like, "Hey, some people from New York on the phone." Pick up the phone. It's Ricky Lake people. Michael Rourke, who was the executive producer of Ricky Lake. He was like, "Hey, been following you in the writing, and we love what you have to say, and we love your look. Mm-hmm. We love you to come on a Ricky Lake show and see if you're a fit." Mm-hmm. The first time I went on a Ricky Lake show, I never forget. Mm-hmm. He came up on the stage, the executive producer, and all the producers were like frantic, like what's going on? Why is he down here? They say he never comes down. Right. And he came to me. He's like, "The camera loves you. You're great at what you do. We want you to be the residential expert for the Ricky Lake show." Wow. And for like 4 or 5 years, I was the expert with Ricky Lake show. Now, mind you, all these experts in New York. I was living in Atlanta. And they was flying me in sometimes twice a week to do Ricky Lake. So that was quite an experience. Enjoyed it. Yeah.
I've seen these videos. So I got the questions, and then I started Googling. I seen 3 videos. We're going to get to the other 2 in a second. Okay. But this one right here was just fierce. I didn't even know who you were.
Yeah.
I did not even know who my boss was, y'all. I was like, hold up. He in a full suit. Y'all, your church suit. You know how the church suit we wear out.
Oh, God, not the church suit.
He had his glasses on. Then his locks all the way down his back, tied up in the... I said, who is this dude? Here they go. Love Doctor. What? Next question.
Right.
So I do have a question here about more acting.
Okay.
Real Housewives of Atlanta. Did you really?
Yes. It was funny. You keep saying acting. It's not. I'm not an actor. Like acting means you like reading from a script. So I've never been a script reader.
So it's like an extra.
Well, even though Real Housewives of Atlanta is a contrived show, meaning it is scripted by the producers. Yeah. I was in Korea. Okay. My brother passed away. Quite in rest in peace. And so I went to Korea for business purposes, and I got a call from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. I had no idea what the show was or is. And I was like, "Yo, I'm in Korea. Y'all gonna fly me in and pay me?" And he's like, "No, we wait till you come back, then we'll give you a call." Okay. So I get back and they called me again. It's like, "Hey, we want you in the Housewives of Atlanta, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "I'm not familiar with the show." So I called a few people that I thought would watch the show. It was like Shay, my little sister Deja. I called and said, "Are you familiar with the show?" Right. I remember them telling me yes. Like it's the hottest show that's out now, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So at the time I had an agent and he was like, "Hey, you got all this this smooth man or this cool comic collective, this good publicity. Let's put some bad publicity because this show would definitely be negative because it's a negative show. It's a soap opera. And so I agreed to go on a show. Had never met Sheree before in my life.
Okay.
They called me and actually asked me which woman on the show would I like to date. I think it was 3 women on the show at the time. They were single. They said, which one you find most attractive? I was like, well, they all about the same, but Sheree was of the ones they showed me was the most attractive.
Okay.
And that's how I met Sheree.
Okay. Wow. And was that like one episode or was it like a?
Oh, it was several episodes. We taped, gosh, it's like an all summer long thing. What people don't understand about quote unquote reality TV, you're doing hundreds and hundreds of hours of taping, but maybe let's say about 120, 200 hours of taping, they may air 2 or 3 hours of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that you don't get a chance to see.
Gotcha. That's awesome. And so I have a question.
Okay.
Related to our show, S.L.A.M. What is your ultimate sexual fantasy?
My ultimate sexual fantasy. Probably my wife and I on some secluded island, and some lady walks up and like, "Are you guys okay? Do you need anything?"
I love it.
And she has chocolate cake, which is my wife's favorite. She's like, "I have cake for you, miss." And the cake is spiked. The next thing you know, we wake up and the 3 of us in the bed like,
oh my goodness. I know. Whatever you speak sometimes come to existence.
Hey, God bless us all. God bless us all. God bless us all.
So, since this is your birthday episode, let me put this question out here. What is the number one desire for your birthday?
Before I answer that question, was that the last question that we had about housewives?
Yeah.
Because I want to address it. I want to address some things. Because I want to get all this out in the air. Okay. There were some questions about my legitimacy as far as my degree and stuff. And people like, and this is what I want to say before I answer that question. For so long doing what I do, I've always been positive, always promoted peace and love in the communities, and always did my best to be an upstanding citizen and, just love people. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting that when the mess came out, quote unquote, the mess, friends and family and foes, they just went at it because nobody ever knew anything about me. I was just always just this guy who minded his business. But it was interesting how people came to attack. The basis of that whole attack was years before the Housewives. Mm-hmm. There was an expose done in Atlanta Journal-Constitution where I was calling myself a psychologist and I wasn't, which is very accurate. I didn't know because of my degree, my background's in psychology. I'm like, yeah, I'm a psychologist. I never meant to offend anyone, never meant to disrespect the psychology field, especially my licensed psychologist. It was just, I was like, I'm a psychologist. A person, if you look at the definition of psychologist, it's the profession of psychology. That's what it is. But if you're not licensed, you can't call yourself a psychologist in the state of Georgia. And so that was the premise for the whole thing. As far as my degree, even with this show, like anyone who knows me as far as my education, I got my bachelor's degree in 2 years. Okay. I got my first master's in a year. Then after taking off a year, I went to pursue my PhD in marriage and family counseling at SIU Carbondale. Left there after a year and a half, almost 2 years. Okay. And I finished online, my doctorate, but the doctorate wasn't from an accredited university. So that's what the stipulation was. That was the big thing. But I used those same credentials to get hired at Clark, to get hired at Morris Brown, other places. So it's not like I was lying about something. It's like, this is what I had. Right. So since then, since people was like, oh, you know what, maybe there's something he can't do. People understand education has never been an issue for me. So since then, I've gone back and got another master's in exercise sports psychology and a doctorate from a accredited university. So yeah, now, and I'm licensed, and I'm a licensed therapist. So it's interesting. And again, when people want to attack your character, and like I said on one of the show, I remember I was on the morning show at V103, and a young lady called in. Well, you're a phony, you're a fraud. I said, phony to doing what? What have I been a phony about? Right. But I said, let me ask you a question. Have you ever bought any of my books? She was like, no. I said, have you ever been to any of my seminars? She said, no. I said, well, you do realize I don't owe you an explanation. Anybody who supported me, who may have felt I let them down, then please, I apologize. But it was never me being never a fraud. But that's the trueness of what happened. And so the Housewives of Atlanta was funny. The last episode of the show when Sheree and I were sitting there, I actually have the recording. Someone actually recorded that. And you get, it's like a 57-minute recording. Yeah. And we actually ended very amicably. It was very peaceful. Yeah. I was like, nice meeting you, sisters. Nice meeting you. It just didn't work out, blah, blah, blah. And then the producer came back like, no. We need more juice. We need Sheree. Ask him about his degree. Dr. Muhammad, ask her about, did you think she's a real woman? They wanted that. Yeah. And so we did. So that was a little bit of acting. Right. So if anybody, put it out there, if anybody wants to hear that actual back and forth between Sheree and I, email me, inbox me your email, and I'll send you the audio recording. Again, I have nothing to hide. I'm very transparent. But I want people to know, like, hey, what I stand for is my truth. What I stand for is loyalty to my God. I don't give a hot fuck about man judging me, period. Because I know I'm a good man. I know I've done my job here and continue to do my job as a citizen here in America, as a black man, being a great father, being a great husband, and being an intricate part of our society. Jeffrey Parker says, hey, don't forget you did Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, that was question.
Okay. Yeah, Gilligan's Island. That was... I did MTV's Made. I did about 4 or 5 shows. Gilligan's Island was probably the most fun for me. I said 4 or 5 reality shows. I'm sorry. I did a lot of talk shows. Yeah. Gilligan's Island was the most fun for me because I was the black professor, the only black person on the show. And what I said to God, when I asked God, getting on that show, I said, God, do not let me be the first person to kick off the show. Then a black person walking that mile. I said, God, please. I didn't even ask to win. I said, don't let me be that Negro. And I made it to the final day. I made it to the final 4. It started off with 12. I made it to the finals 4. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed. That was taped in. Yes, I would. That was taped in Cancun. I would do Gilligan's Island again. That was fun. Lady McNeil says, thank you for being transparent. And they can kiss your accredited ass. And you know it. Oh, and for those of you who still don't, because I know people it's funny, the accreditation people here have told me, like, wow, you get a lot of inquiries. It's amazing how many people, especially my sisters who try to come after me. It's amazing. But
fact check. That's the fact check.
But anyway, in Georgia, the licensing bureau, my license number is GA 009769. GA 009769, and my doctorate is from Arkansas University in counseling. So again, and then you want to verify, just go on the website, One Love Counseling Services, www.onelovecounselingservices.com. All right. We have Rayshawn Griffin Campbell. What's going on, Rayshawn?
Yo.
Maisha Glaze. What's going on, niece?
Yo.
James Washington, aka Maceo Photos. See you this weekend at TSU. Tracy Mills. Hey, Tracy, thank you for the video. That was Tracy who recorded the dancing video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
House music.
Right. Yes, Katima Crawford. What's going on, Katima? And Nicole Wilborn. What's going on, Steppers?
What up, my Sagittarius sister?
Whatever. First of all, Nicole, I'll deal with her later. Next question.
So, got a deep one for you.
Okay.
Do you enjoy teaching over counseling?
There was a time where teaching was, being a professor was number one in my life. Now, hands down, is counseling because this generation of students, there's self-entitlement, there's spoilness, the university's kissing their ass to make sure they keep their money. Yeah, I can't do it. Was at Georgia State. I enjoyed Georgia State, but the students, the administrators there, y'all gonna get a letter from me because, our students are learning there. They've been pushed through, and the administrators need to take more responsibility as being the head. Like you run the university, not the students. But now I had one of my the assistant dean there called me to the office and said, I have a complaint. Young lady says you're using the word female too much in your class. I'm like, female as in male? She's like, well, this young lady doesn't believe in gender and she doesn't think you should use the word female. Wow. Kiss my entire South Chicago black. Like seriously, so again, you can't, because they feel like there's certain things you shouldn't say with all this gender equality, with all this somebody says, you know what, you shouldn't say the word toes because, there's certain insurance companies now that don't put vagina on their forms anymore because they use the word opening because it's offensive now. It's amazing. You got to be kidding me. People, I don't give a damn. Call it what it is. You either a man or a damn woman. That's my perspective. I have no issues with transgender, whatever but you're a man or a woman. The way you was born is the way I identify you as. If you're comfortable in your own skin, when somebody else come along and say about you, shouldn't offend you. Bottom line.
Boom. Now my next question is about S.L.A.M.
Okay.
Where did it come from? How did you develop it?
My wife. She says, baby, she said, what do you enjoy doing most of all?
Yes.
She's like, you the love doctor. You that dude. She's like, people want to hear from you. People want to talk to you. It's like, and you love giving that to people. She's like, you love counseling. You love being a therapist. Mm-hmm. And so I came up with the concept of S.L.A.M, but it was her idea of getting back into being the whole love doctor and coming to the man cave and just making this happen for the people. And myself.
I love that. That's what happens when you have a better half. I love it.
Better half.
Better half.
Better half. So I'm the lesser half?
No.
Okay.
It just expands on what you've already done.
Okay, got it. Shout out.
Have you thought of taking S.L.A.M to television?
I would love to take S.L.A.M to television, but I wanted to continue to grow. I want us to continue to grow.
We got this.
I want us to continue to see our purpose in it, because we're still very young, and even though we're about 40 episodes in, I want us to continue to grow. It's because I've done so many shows. Yeah. To have control of my show in my basement is a beautiful thing. Yeah. Without nobody telling me, no. You can't tell me how to look, how to dress. You can't tell me anything. And also, slammers. Think of slammers. Yep. If you have any questions, ask me now. Anything you want to ask tonight is your night. This is special birthday edition.
Because I got a list right now.
Right.
You better hit me up. So let's see here. What is your greatest achievement?
My greatest achievement. Wow. I have to say, my children. My children are definitely my greatest achievement. Like there's no greater joy than seeing your children. Like that, it's amazing.
Your mini me's.
Yeah, that's my greatest joy. My children. Yeah, hands down, my children.
That is awesome. And what would you tell your 18-year-old self or your younger self now with how our climate is?
What would I tell my 18-year-old self if I was 18 now?
Yep.
I would say be exactly who you are. Be true to yourself.
Okay.
Be true to yourself. Enjoy your life. My mom and dad put something in me that's still with me to this day. It's like, treat people the way you want to be treated. Mm-hmm. Say, if you want to be treated good, you treat people good. What you give to the universe is what you get back. You have two choices in life.
Yeah.
Be part of the problem, be part of the solution. I've always wanted to be part of the solution. Like I love helping people. My son used to always, as a kid, used to always call me a community helper. I love helping people. That's my aphrodisiac, making sure people are good.
Yeah. I love it. And then on contrast, what is the greatest misconception that people have about you?
The greatest misconception is, wow. What's the greatest misconception people have?
I mean, that just makes you go nuts. Like, why do you keep saying
that? A couple of things. One, people think I'm conceited. It's like, he's very arrogant.
He's a Libra.
Right.
He's a Libra.
And two, I've had a lot of sisters say to me, you only date white women. I was like, interesting. Like, where the hell? Because I articulate myself, because,
where do you think they say that?
Right. It always happened a lot. But going back to the first one, what was the first one I said? What was the first thing?
Being true to yourself?
About being arrogant or being conceited.
Yes.
A pastor told me once before, it's not arrogance when it's true. When, like, I'm true to who I am. Anybody that knows me, I'm true. But what people don't like me, what people don't like about me, is that I hold people accountable. What you say out of your damn mouth, hold true to it. If you say you're going to do something, damn, do it. Anybody who knows me, good friend Doris in Chicago. She more than anybody would tell people like, if that brother right there say he's gonna do something, you better believe you can go to your deathbed knowing he's gonna get it done. Because I'm very big on accountability. Very big on accountability.
That is your pet peeve.
Lady McNeil says, I've been asking to see that tat. Where it at?
Lady, you know what? Y'all got that question like 5 times. Girl, you tripping.
You don't want them problems. Because I take the shirt off, I gotta take the pants down. I gotta pull the pants down. And it's gonna get real dark in here.
Birthday episode. We trying to get X-rated.
Right. That's next year.
Right.
Next year's birthday episode, I can almost promise you.
I'm gonna do a tattoo the next. I do because I'm gonna get one too.
On your neck, you can get Thug Life across your neck.
I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna get one on my back.
Oh gosh, your back
I'm gonna
about
get one
that
on my
big.
shoulder, on my back. We can do that.
Next question, woman.
So the next question I have is, do you have any regrets?
Well, it's funny. My mom, in her deathbed, she asked me that exact same question because we was talking about it, and she said, "What are your regrets in life?" I say, "Mom, I'll be completely honest with you. I have no regrets in life. When I tell you, people, God has been good to me.
Say it,
man.
Say you better say it. You better.
Man,
say
God's
it.
been powerful. Like anybody who knows me knows I live my life to the fullest, and I've lived a great life. I have no freaking regrets, not one. Everything I've done in my life, I've done with a conscious mind. I've done with the direction and guidance of the Most High, and I'm just thankful that I have no regrets. Like I do what I do. There's not many people who can say I've said I'm sorry. That I've said I'm sorry to because I've always done what I was supposed to do. You know, I'm not a perfect human being at all, but I love my life and I live my life the way God has paved it for me. I do it. You know, I live a good life, man. I from the time I was born in the projects on the south side of Chicago, Ida B. Wells, to growing up in South Chicago in 87 and Burley from the 7th grade on. I've lived a good life. Like I have no regrets. No regrets. Some things I may have done just a little bit differently.
Hashtag.
Right, hashtag. Maybe I should have put maybe I should have took one of her legs and put it in the back of her, in back of her neck.
Okay.
You know, one of her legs in back instead of going out that way. Put the leg that way, so I could got in deeper. You know.
Back window.
Right, that's all I'm saying.
The dark clothes, not wide open.
Right, that one time in band camp. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, it's been pretty cool. Pretty cool.
So I have an interesting question here. It asks me what you are afraid of.
What am I afraid of? Wow, what am I afraid of? Besides God, nothing. The only thing I have that's close to a fear, is dying without a purpose.
Okay.
That's my only, like, I don't want to go out like no punk and die in an airplane. Like my dude, the crocodile hunter, he died from a stingray.
Okay.
I know, he's like, seriously, a stingray?
Okay.
You know, somebody here wrestling crocodiles, I died from a stingray. Like, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, Dr. Tiy-E Muhammad, slipped on a penny and got a concussion, he's in a coma and he died. Like, seriously, dude? You know, I want to die with a meaningful purpose. Again, like Malcolm, like Martin, just die with some meaning, some purpose.
Okay, I love it.
Chandria Marlowe says, South Sea. Jordan Pessima says, #freak. I am. I don't deny my freakdom.
You know what? I gotta say a special shout out to Joanna JP. That young lady right there, we talked so much in inbox about you. My first, she said, my first professor, my first this, Marla, ask him all these questions. I said, you know what, JP, you gonna be on the VIP list in S.L.A.M permanent. Yeah,
we're gonna get JP on the show.
Yes.
What was funny, when I taught at Clark and Morris Brown, I had some good times. I had some good times. I taught people like Keisha Knight Pulliam.
Yeah.
I taught Bobby Valentino.
Okay.
I taught some very interesting characters at Clark and Morris Brown.
Really?
Taught some pretty good people. And every year at Clark Atlanta, I had in my class, especially my human sexuality class, I had at least 100, 150 people on the waiting list to get in my class. Okay. And these are students who cross-registered from Spelman, Morehouse, Georgia State, that was trying to get in my class because my class was that popular because we talked about sex all day. You know what I'm saying? Tiy-E Wilkins asked, did you go to Thorpe? Yes. If so, what year? None of your business.
Hey!
I went to Thorpe, J.N. Thorpe, J.N. Thorpe, J.N. Thorpe. I graduated from J.N. Thorpe, J.N. Thorpe, J.N. Thorpe. South Sea for life, baby.
I love it. So, another question.
Okay.
What are your holidays like with the family? What does the Muhammad house look like? Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and all that.
Well,
what does it look like?
Well, interesting. You just said the word Muhammad.
Okay.
So, if you know anything about Muhammad's don't celebrate holidays.
Okay.
99% of us.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't celebrate holidays. Grew up in a family that we traditionally really didn't celebrate holidays. We weren't like, oh my God, it's Christmas. It was more like it was time for family to come together.
Okay.
Everybody was off work, so it was more like that. Now in the Muhammad household, my wife, she celebrates and she has her friends, her families, and she knows I'm not a Scrooge. I say happy holidays to people, happy holy days, because I understand the commercialization of these holidays, but I also respect the fact that it's a time for family and friends to come together and enjoy each other, be it with meal and drinks and just having a good time. So I'm not one to say don't celebrate anything. Do you whatever you like doing it. But me personally, I don't celebrate any holidays.
Okay, but I did hear in there that you focus more so on the purpose.
Yes, absolutely. Like for example, if you're gonna celebrate Christmas, my thing is celebrate about learning more about this fellow they call Christ Jesus, and know his purpose, because Christmas has absolutely nothing to do with gifts exchanging. And as a therapist, there's a thing called seasonal affective disorder, SAD, seasonal affective disorder. There are more people who commit suicide during the winter months, during the winter holiday months, any other time of the year. Because guess what? People can't have a Christmas, when they can't celebrate Thanksgiving, guess what? A lot of the times they go out, especially if they have mental illness, and end up killing themselves because they don't have money to celebrate these holidays. And the amount of debt that more especially black people go into during the holiday seasons to celebrate a commercial holiday. Put that money towards something else, people.
Mm-hmm. Because I work retail, so
right.
I love my folks to be out at the malls on Black Friday.
Okay.
So I definitely have a little war with that with myself as well.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right. And so we are gonna have a couple more questions.
Okay, come on, we're good.
All right.
This is a get it all out day. You know what I'm saying? We got to go to 11:30, 12 o'clock. Let's get it out. Let's do it. Shut it, woman. You ain't got to go to work in the morning.
So I got some powerful questions here.
Okay.
So when you wake up in the morning,
okay,
what are your immediate thoughts? What's the first thing that comes in your mind when you wake up in the morning?
I'm like, oh, my penis is still here. Oh, my penis is still here. So that's my first thought.
Your what?
My penis is still here.
Okay.
I grab my man. I'm like, oh no, I'm just kidding. My first thought when I wake up in the morning is, thank you, God. I'm very thankful. Like whenever the first thing I always do when I get up, I put my feet on the ground, and I do a little prayer.
Okay.
I do a prayer as soon as my feet touch the ground. I'm like, thank you, God, for allowing me to see another day. It's your name be the glory always. And I look up in the sky and I say, I'm your servant. It's to you whom I serve.
Oh, amen to that. I love it. The next question I have is what's your legacy? What you want your legacy to be? Wow,
that's a great question. My legacy is what I stand for as a black man in America. I want my sons, my daughter, my family, and my friends to see like, man, this brother, what he stood for, I want to emulate. I want to be like him. My legacy are my books and my children. What I've stood for, like, it still does me great honor when I'm out and about and students come up to me and say, oh, God, you was my teacher in high school and college. One young man who's now a psychology professor, he's like, man, I owe this all to you. He's like, you looked out for me. We were in Detroit recently doing the NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists, and a young man came to me as a journalist, like, man, you gave me your information, and then you gave me your wife's information years ago, and now I'm a journalist. He's like, that would have never happened had I not got in the door, but thanks to you. So things like that means a lot. When people come back, like, man, you you helped me out. You know, you was there for me.
Now I'm hearing a lot of things that you like giving back, you like helping people, and all of that. My next question I have is, who helped you? Who had the biggest impact on your life that right now at this moment would be your go-to person?
Right now, they're alive?
Yeah.
Who has helped me? Wow. That's a great question.
Now, it don't have to be one person.
Okay. I understand.
It don't have to be a living, but I hear that we've been doing these shows for so much, these many months. Yeah. And you always go back to this person helped me, this person, this. I've always give back. Who is your go-to person?
Honestly, right now, my biggest go-to person is God. I've never really been big on, because I'm such a complex individual, my thoughts, because I carry so much, yet I carry so little. The average person can't really indulge, but probably to date, it was somebody who probably like Dr. Bass, who I've had on the show. He understands me from a therapist's perspective, and he gets it. I can talk to him. A lot of my friends, they know me, but they don't. I can't have certain conversations with them.
Right.
Like my guy Maurice and James and Rick, AP. Some of my closest buddies, Cortez. I can give them about 50-60% of it, but a lot of things I can't give them because we're not part of the same world. Okay. As a therapist, because we take in so much, you have to understand what world I'm coming from. When I give it to you, like, oh, I get it. A lot of people don't get it because I receive so much. And now I'm learning to get rid of it.
So I have a big question for you.
Okay.
This person, he cracks me up when I talk to him about you. And I was getting prepared for this show. Okay. He said, why did you settle and play a Sigma when you knew Alphas ran the yard?
Oh, God.
Before you answer, I said, how am I going to ask him this question on his own show?
That's a great question. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's a great question. Sounds like something an alpha would say. Was interesting when I was in the Air Force. I'm a first generation college kid. Okay. In the Air Force, a good friend of mine, Troy Brown, was a Sigma, and he went to Delaware State, which is up the street, part time. And he invited me to campus one day. Went to campus, hung out with him in the Sigmas. And I was like, I'm on a college campus. Oh my God, it was amazing. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to college and I'm going to be a Sigma. Okay. So when I got to Eastern Illinois, I never forget my brother, Ricardo Davis. It's like, hey man, he was getting ready to pledge Kappa. And he said, you should be a new. I was like, yeah, not new material. That pretty boy stuff, that's not my thing. And I'm a thug. I'm a hardcore from South Sea, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, no, I was like, that pretty boy thing is not me. Then the Alphas were there on the yard for that summer when I first started Eastern Illinois. And it was not something I was interested in. Okay. Omegas, I will say, piqued my interest. Okay. And Omega Sapphire piqued my interest because I love when they step. They do this step called the Funky Four Corners. Oh my God, they be getting it. And what's funny, my roommate was an Iota. That wasn't gonna happen. So I was like, I entertained the idea of being an Omega, and I went to one of my history professors on campus was an Omega, and I went to say, hey, I'm in a bit of a quandary. I'm stuck in between being a Sigma. Oh wow! Wow, we got DB in the house. Wow! Come on around here. Wow! Come on around that way. Go around that way. Go around that way.
A show.
Wow! We got
on the birthday. Let me let y'all know what's happening right now. This is not playing. Dr. Bass has surprised CEO S.L.A.M. One sexy vegan for his birthday.
Wow.
Hey, what's going on, Mom? How we doing?
Fantastic.
They let that chair down. There we go.
Wow.
So
we did that, boy. We did that.
That explains that Apple question. I'm like, oh gosh. Who promotes that? Who just says that out loud? Is he in the shot? Is he in the shot? Come in.
All right. Don't want to mess up the light.
No. There we go.
I understand you with the black and gold, but do you want to do the blue sapphire today for the birthday?
No.
You can't drink the blue.
I
Okay.
can't. You know what? I will.
Is he okay?
I'll do whatever for my brother.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Is he okay? Is he in the shot? Okay, stand up.
All right. Why don't I just stand like this?
There we go. I don't know why you just want to let that chair down, so.
I don't want to let your chair down.
Well, on the side.
Okay.
On the side.
That is the best surprise.
You gotta sit in it first, man. It has to be complicated. There we go.
All right.
Is he in the shot?
I'm in the shot. Okay.
You see, it's right there.
Okay.
The right side, man. The right side. You got too many degrees left there, right from left.
Yeah, too short. I need to get up a little bit.
Right, you're perfect. Wow.
This was awesome. So
Then you got a Wisconsin shirt. That's just disrespectful.
How's that
You could put a
disrespectful?
Chicago shirt on?
No.
Yo, my brother just surprised me coming in. I was just saying that there's one brother who I absolutely love and who I can talk to. This is him. This is it. This is my therapist. Right. You know, anybody that tell you if you're a therapist without a therapist, you're not a therapist. So this brother's definitely. So we're in the middle. She's asking me some questions about me.
The best question.
Right. So what how many questions?
Mark, can you run that question back about alphas again?
I told her, I said, when it was mentioned to me, I was like, there was a garbage can on the campus. And I saw some alpha stuff in there, and I put a lid on it.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, this is supposed to stay in there.
now that I have you on the show, Dr. Bass,
Yes, ma'am.
and I am doing an interview today for a birthday. How long do you guys go back? What's the history here? What's the history?
We go back to what, 2003, 2004, something like that.
Okay.
Way back.
Yeah. It's been about 15 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
So y'all got birthdays, family reunions, college functions, all that. Okay.
My man, 1,000 grand.
Right.
Good to see you.
Likewise.
Happy birthday, bro.
Appreciate you, family.
And I almost messed it up, right? Because I said in the text message,
right, you was like,
birthday.
on Wednesday? I'm like, no, it's not my birthday. I was like, right.
Yeah. But that was what this was all about.
Okay. Appreciate you.
Yeah, so back in 2003, 2004, this brother was running things in the A, as always, had these beautiful locks going on, right? And I had already lost my hair by then. I was looking at this cat like, seriously? Oh, yeah, driving around the Range Rover.
Yeah, Range Rover. What's funny, I had a Range Rover, Toyota, what's the truck? 4Runner and a motorcycle. Ooh. I was doing it.
How did you two?
How did we meet? I was just leaving the city.
Okay.
Just leaving the city of Atlanta. And Tiy-E was the one who actually welcomed me to Clark Atlanta University. He was the one who brought me in and said, hey, this is Clark Atlanta University. Really? I want to teach you what to do when you get back here, because he knew that I had an interest in coming back home to my alma mater. And he just laid it out for me. He put everything right where it was supposed to be.
So that's a helpful factor.
Oh my God.
That's a helpful factor.
I could not have been where I am now without this brother right here.
The helpful blue man.
We're going to leave that blue out. That hurts my heart.
Oh God.
Yeah, this brother, I owe my life. So, love him.
Yeah, thanks. And this brother told me a story that was still to this day is funny. Tell him the story about the classroom.
Oh man, let's go big up him. Here we go. Human sexuality.
Okay.
The great course that it is.
Yes.
I step into Clark Atlanta University, and the second class that I taught, first one was abnormal, the second one was human sexuality. So I walk in there the first day of class, I got my bow tie on, I'm suited and booted, I'm thinking I'm that stuff, right? And it's like 75, 80 people in the room. First question, where's Dr. Tiy-E? And I said, I'm teaching this section of the class. Do you know the next class? I walked in there were 2 people in there. People had withdrawn from the course because I was not this brother. And it was like, seriously, they withdrew from the course. And I was like, I don't get no love. So it took me 10 years.
Oh,
10 years of proving that I can actually carry his shoes.
Oh, God. This dude has won Professor of the Year for 14 years in a row?
Oh, no, from 2007 to 2018.
Okay, same thing, 11 years.
Okay, so what's 3? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know there's a question you want to ask. I'm glad he asked that question about what I like most about women and what I like least.
Yeah.
Okay, ask those questions.
So what is it that you look for in your women?
Look for what does I look for? What I like?
I know you got a height.
She gonna be a height. Damn, she gonna meet. What else she gonna meet?
I know.
This is my time to mess with.
Oh, okay. Oh, God. Yeah, she definitely gotta be a woman.
Okay.
100%. Jack must have a vagina.
Born
woman. Yes, born woman. Yeah, no issues.
Go ahead.
I like short women.
Yeah.
I like short.
Yeah.
Typically between 5 feet and 5'5".
Yo.
Yeah, I'm not like that 5'7", 5'9". Yeah, I've never been a tall woman type of man.
Okay.
Yeah.
My thing is when I look at a woman, when I hug a woman, I want to hit the rest of my chest, not on my shoulders.
And you like to pick her up.
Right.
You like to pick her up.
Especially in the water. Pick them up in the water. I like women who are very confident in themselves, who have a life.
Okay.
Because thus they enjoy that I have a life.
Okay.
I've always enjoyed women who have a life, and I enjoy women who are raised by their fathers, who's had a positive male role model, more especially a father. Because now when I'm talking to her, she's used to that tone. It's not offensive.
I dig it.
You know, it's like exactly. You know, she gets it. She gets the dynamic. What about you?
Okay.
10:02.
10:02.
It's 10:02.
What about you? What do you look for?
What do I look for?
Yeah, yes. What are the qualities?
Let's see. She has to be
5 foot.
5 foot. She got to be tall. And when I say tall, I'm talking about 5 foot and above. I mean, she has to be beautiful inside and out. She has to be intelligent.
Okay.
So you want her to stimulate your intellect as well as your loins.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, so it has to be in
For people who don't know what loins are, those are your balls, your penis area, your privates.
But really, I like a girl with extensions in her hair. That's all I need.
Now, mind you, he's from Rhode Island. Trying like he's
what you talking about? Rhode Island.
Now, what I like least.
Go ahead.
Well, because we trying to wrap up. What I like least about a woman today. I cannot stand weave.
I heard y'all.
Weave
Why?
irks the hair underneath my balls.
Why?
The hair underneath your balls.
Right. Because
is she keeping it tight and right?
No, because it's not real. It's not who you are. There's nothing authentic about it.
Bring your fingers
and because shut it, woman. I'm asking a damn question. And because I'm such I'm authentic. You know what I'm saying? I'm genuine. Like what you see is what you get. And I'm a very conscious black man. And when we're 13% of the population, yet we buy 70% of the weave. That bothers me. That bothers my soul because I grew up in an era where women wasn't wearing weave. I grew up in an era where women was very appreciative, even though they had perms, but they took pride in wearing their hair. But now it's like you guys are work. Now, mind you, if you do it on occasion, that's fine. But when you 100% all year round, you wearing weave, that tells me you lazy as shit. You are a lazy woman because what's your challenge when you don't want to take care of yourself? You don't have enough time to take care of yourself, more especially your crown, which is your head. You know what I'm saying? You got to take care of your crown. So that's what physically what I don't like about women's weave. What's sexy about a woman to me are her lips. I'm a lips man. Yeah, I'm a lips man. I'm a lips man. What's funny, before I moved to Atlanta, I like a slim woman with nice breasts. Atlanta made me a booty man. Atlanta, Freak Nick. Freak Nick turned me around.
You know, DC Metro Club started
Tell us
that,
about
I was in that club.
Rhode Island Metro Club. But now, small waist, nice hips, and a badungadunk. Oh, Lord, but lips. Bottom line, this is what I like most about lips. A woman, the lips on her face.
Okay.
Because they never change.
They never change.
The booty is going south.
Okay.
The breasts are going south. Your lips gonna remain the same.
Good point.
That's the most, to me, the lips and the eyes are the most consistent part of the female anatomy. It's gonna always be what they are when you first met her. And that's why when I look at a woman's lips, I'm like, yeah, love your lips. Yeah, because the booty was sag in a minute, Lord.
Awesome.
Hit about 55, 60, that thing will go. Breast gonna go.
And they go south.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it depends on how perky they are. Yeah, touche. What about you? What do you like least?
I like least a woman who believes what everybody tells her that she is. If society tells her that she is this, and she believes it and buys into it without her own interjection into who she is and what she is and where she comes from, I have a problem with that. I like that least.
Because she doesn't.
Wow.
Because she has
that was profound.
clue as to who she really is.
That was Dr. Christopher Bass, Chicky Baby. As he vibes on the mic and he breathes into the right. But yo, we anything else before we wrap it up?
One last comment.
Okay, comment or question?
Comment.
Okay, comment. Okay.
Dr. Bass was part of my surprise.
Yay.
Happy birthday. Many more.
Thank you, baby.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep being the inspiration, bright light.
Yes.
That you have here, and it does need to go to television ASAP.
Well, from your mouth to the universe. Yo, I just want to thank everybody for showing me love. Again, Libra Nation, thank you for tuning in. I'll be at TSU hanging out. And we just gonna have a good time. Just gonna have a good time this week. I'm glad to have my brother here.
Absolutely.
This brother, man, just a phenomenal brother. So very excited. And I know people, be true to who you are, laugh every day, tell stories, do what you love, and most of all, make every moment count.
Absolutely. Can I do a Dr. Bass Brotherhood birthday toast?
Man, do what you do.
As we go.
Do what you do.
Last time I was here, you had me praying.
Right.
So today we're going to do a birthday toast.
Okay, all right.
Okay. To my brother.
Yes.
Who is like no other.
Uh-oh.
You kick ass.
All right.
My name is Bass.
On that note, we out. See you next week on S.L.A.M. Man, see you at TSU this weekend. We out. Sex, love, and the misunderstanding. I'm Dr. Tiy-E Muhammad. We out.
Peace out.